Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you, make sure you hit that subscribe button below with the bell so you can get notifications for all the videos that I'm sharing here on the channel. So we are going to dive into your Gemini May 2020 monthly tarot scope. What do you need to know? What messages do the angels have for you? And how can you best navigate this month? And, taking a look at your cards for the overall month, I do feel as though there's going to need to be some patience required, okay? You're going to need to trust, to have faith, and to have patience as best you can, because I do feel like there are some answers coming, but this is coming in the mix of a really serious clearing that's needing to happen in your life. There is basically going to be a major clearing of some serious bullshit in your life, whether it's your own bullshit, whether it's other people's bullshit, but there is stuff that needs to be cleared. There is stuff that needs to be released in order for things to progress, in order for things to move forward in a more positive way for you. So we're going to take a look at the overarching themes at first, okay? So the first card that we have here is the Five of Forces reversed. This is the Winter card, okay? So this is really what you would imagine winter represents. It represents a quiet, it represents a rest, it represents a time where maybe there's not as much going on, okay? So I do feel like things might feel a little slow. I feel like progress might feel a little slow. I feel like maybe there's going to need to be a little bit more time for like relaxation and rest, and it might not feel like things are moving very rapidly through this month. But I think that this is to allow for you to gain the clarity, to gain the insights on what needs to be released, what needs to be cleared in order for you to be your most joyful, to be your most peaceful, to live your best life. And so that really is what this next card is representing, is the Three of Keys, the chess game, okay? So this is very much about a situation in your life that maybe you have had to be very strategic with, or somebody else has been approaching with you very strategically, where it's not a really genuine interaction, or there's manipulation, or there are tricks being played, that kind of thing. It's like an interaction that just isn't for your highest and best good. It's really about winning, or a game, or something of that nature, right? But it also just really represents walking away from the game. What interactions do you have in your life? What situations in your life just aren't worth playing anymore? What games aren't worth playing? What dynamics need to be released? What situations need to be released from your life? What games do you need to walk away from to be your happiest self? And the next card that we have here is the Treasure card, the Two of Keys, okay? So when I have the Treasure card, this usually for me is about somebody feeling like they've lost a lot. They've been through a lot, they feel like they've lost a lot, and they're really in a place where they're questioning, what is it that I have? Or why has God done this to me? Or why has God taken so much from me? Or why are my circumstances the way that they are? And this card is all about recognizing that there truly isn't anything that can be taken from you when you carry the divine within you, when you carry this perspective within you that you are and have everything that you need within you. That is the real treasure. That is something to find gratitude for. And this card is also about just really looking for what it is that you do have. Yes, maybe circumstances have created a situation where things seem pretty bad right now. What is it that you do have? What is it that you are grateful for? I feel like our recent world events and everything that has gone on has really made us take a look at the things that we didn't necessarily have gratitude for before, or highlighted what we are truly grateful for. So spending some time, spending some energy, focusing on those things, that's always going to make you feel better. That's always going to manifest better things into your experience. So this is really where that's at. and recognizing the strength and the power that you have within and the gifts that you have within, you have everything that you need inside of yourself. The next card that we have here is the Father card reversed. Okay, so for some of us, that might mean that, there are issues connected to a father figure or to our father that are coming up, or even to like a boss or something like that. This doesn't have to be a male figure in your life, but some kind of figure in authority that just like there are issues being stirred up, whether these are issues from the past that are just being triggered or these are actual issues happening right here and right now. Understand that whatever is coming up in relation to that is for the purpose of showing you the way, helping you to work through some things, helping you to release some old ways of doing things so that you can move forward in a better way. This is about releasing either old issues or deep-seated issues that have just been problematic in so many ways, and really releasing a dynamic that just no longer serves you. So you may find that there's some conflict that comes up, whether it's inner conflict or conflict outside of yourself with somebody else that you need to work through. And this is where you tune in and tap into that intuition, and your intuition is going to show you, how can I best respond this time around? Usually it's, if we want to break a pattern, we want to respond in a way that's different from the ways that we have responded in the past. So something to keep in mind. And we also really want to find this wolf energy as you are navigating this month of May. And the wolf energy is all about being both independent and working with others. So finding that balance between, relying on yourself, being independent, being that independent person, but also allowing other people in, whether that's to work on something together, whether that's just allowing people into your life, allowing people to help you with things that you have going on in your life. So finding a better balance maybe between the two for yourself. Now, the next cards that we have are covering that area of what are some of the barriers or the challenges that you might expect showing up for you in this month. And the first card that we have here is the Four of Roses, views of the ego. Okay, so where is ego becoming problematic in your life? Whether this is your own ego, whether this is somebody else's ego that's in your life, somebody who's very ego-focused, ego-based in your life, that just, quite frankly, is selfish, is self-focused, is not really that concerned about you. And I think that this is about facing that truth of that this person really is operating from their ego. And so many of us can just see people for their potential rather than for who they really are and where they really are at this particular time in their life. And so we can ignore some of these things that are coming from the ego. But at the end of the day, this isn't going to serve us if we're trying to come at life from a more elevated place, from a more soul-connected place, a more light-connected place. Allowing people who are really focused on the ego is going to bring our vibration down. It's going to impact us in a negative way. So paying attention and noticing maybe what needs to be cleared in connection with this. This also can be being mindful of where your own ego is getting you in trouble. Where are you being a little too self-focused? Where are you being a little too egocentric? Where are you, maybe self-sabotaging or allowing that ego to make your decisions rather than allowing your soul to make your decisions? Because your soul is going to make decisions that are for your highest and best good. And your soul is going to make decisions that are good for you for the long term and not in the immediate moment. So exploring that and where ego is impacting your life. The next card that we have here is the Clearing Your Way reverse card. Okay, so this Four of Keys, the Clearing the Way reverse, is really about, I think, just feeling kind of stuck, feeling like there are barriers, feeling like things aren't moving forward. This is really further supported by the next card, the Three of Scrolls, setting your course reversed. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what's next. You don't know or have a very clear image right now of what's next, but that's purposeful. It's okay to take your time to make a decision. It's okay to not know the answer right now, okay? And to just sit with it and allow yourself to feel out what's going to be next. Allow yourself to notice and pay attention to what the universe is trying to show you here. So paying attention to signs and synchronicities that are showing up, paying attention to intuitive thoughts that are coming through your mind, just noticing all of it. It's trying to show you the way, but it might take a little more time, and that's okay. Just being patient with that. Now, what's interesting to me is we also have the Queen reversed card. Okay, so the Queen reversed is really somebody who is being arrogant with authority. So again, we have like an authority figure or an energy, a person that is in some way in authority to you that's becoming problematic, okay? And this can even be, this doesn't have to be somebody outside of yourself. This can be, you know, those thoughts that we have run through our mind that are put downs as that voice that's negative. It can oftentimes be that voice that reflects maybe things that we've learned in childhood that aren't true, but you know, like when we start to try to dream about things that we want to do or a direction that we want to go, and that voice comes in and it says, who the hell do you think you are? You can't do that. Those kind of voices, you know, where it's trying to put you down, it's trying to keep you stuck, it's trying to keep you stuck in fear. So whether that's within yourself or whether that's outside of yourself, again, it's about there needs to be some boundaries set. There needs to be some distancing from these authorities over you that are having a negative impact on you and on your life. The next card that we have here is the Camel card, okay? So the Camel card is saying be patient. Basically, patience. Let yourself be patient. Let yourself take your time to make decisions, to take action. It's okay. Allow yourself to pause a little bit as you're feeling things out, as you're trying to get a sense of things. Now, the next cards that we have are the gifts that you can expect to come to you in this month. And so the first card is, to me, really exciting, is the Up in the Air card reversed, okay? So this is really saying, as much as you're not feeling clear on things, I feel like by the end of the month, things will become clear. Whenever I have this card, I always imagine when it's showing up reversed that the hot air balloon is actually arriving here, right? And we have an understanding of the contents that are in the basket. And so your balloon is arriving. Your clarity of mind is arriving. You are having an understanding of what's next, what's going on, what you can expect, what you should do. So the answers are coming, so just trust that. And then we have the Archangel Gabriel card reversed, okay? So, you know, this to me here in this reading is really feeling like learning to have the understanding that you don't always have to say it. You know, I'm a huge supporter of communication, and at the end of the day, I think that communication is really necessary and really important in our human interactions. But, you know, choosing your words carefully, choosing what needs to be said, choosing how you want to say something, you know, choosing your battles. Sometimes you don't need to have that battle. Sometimes you don't need to say that thing. You know, sometimes instead you just take a different action, or you walk away, or, you know, you just take your space, you take your distance, or whatever that looks like for you. But I just think that this is really an awareness of, is what I'm about to say kind? Is it purposeful? Is it helpful in some way? Just really being mindful of the way that you're expressing yourself, and that emotions aren't in the driver's seat of the things that you're saying. The next card that we have here, and by the way, that's showing up in the gifts category. So to me, this is like you learning how to like bring that in, you understanding that maybe you don't need to do that, and you learning some things about expression through this month. And then the last card that we have is this Two of Forces, the willow tree. Okay, so the willow tree, when we think about a willow tree, it's very, it's built to withstand a lot of wind, a lot of storms, because of the way that its branches are built. Its branches are built to be very, very flexible. And so this is all about you learning how in this month to be like the willow tree, to be flowy, to be flexible, to allow yourself to bend with ease with what is showing up for you in your life. Then the last cards that we have here, we have two last cards here in the gifts category. We have the Vampire card. So again, this is about like there's something draining your energy. There's something, someone that I think that you're ready to just release. You have an awareness of at this point. You're becoming aware of what is impacting you in a negative way. And when we become aware of that, we can take action. We can do something about it. And then the last card that we have here is the Whale card. Okay, so the Whale card is about living life as a fully conscious being. Okay, you know, more conscious, more aware of what you say, what you do. You know, being more conscious in the way that you're doing life, in how you're spending your time, in the people you're spending your time with, in, you know, just like the choices that you're making all throughout your day. When we can be more conscious of that, and when we can approach that from a higher consciousness, a place of love, a place of light, really, really powerful things can shift and change in our life. So I think that you will be finding yourself making those shifts throughout this month of May. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button below, and I always like to hear from you guys in comments below. I'm Christy Forsyth. If you want to learn more about me or about clarity, you can check me out at discoveryourawakening.com, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Take care.